Every Friday, we have a personality segment where we get to know someone who has dedicated their life to make this country better for all of us. And today's guest is no different. She's been in the movie industry for over 30 years. She's so authentic that when you watch her films, you believe that she is the character, right? And today we want to know how she ventured into acting, what the journey has been so far, what we can all learn from her successes and failures, and how we can continue to make real high-quality, authentic movies in this country. Good morning, Akofa.
Good morning.
How are you?
Very well, thank
Thank
you.
you so much for being with us. I love your hair.
You. I see it. It's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Don't you just feel free? It's
just liberating. None of that weaves and all that extra stuff. So we'll start off with your very early days. How was life like as a child? What did you do for fun? Did you want to be an actor?
I'd always wanted to be an actor. I think that it was inborn, I guess. It's just a talent, a gift, really. I think that mine is just a gift, you know, and I realized that early in life, so I just followed the path.
Where did you grow up?
I was born in Kumasi, actually, and I skipped kindergarten. We came to Accra in 74, then I went straight to class 1 at Gonda Barracks. My father was a soldier, so I went to Gonda Barracks Primary. Then I continued from, now they call it Flagstaff House Primary and Middle School. I passed my common entrance in Form 1. You know, I went to Saito, so I didn't go to any of those,
bougie schools.
A jabber like me. So I passed the common entrance. Then I actually went to Form 1 in Doma Hinkro Secondary School.
Wow.
Yeah,
what
my
was
big
that
sister.
Like?
Oh, it was very far away from Accra, but I had a big sister who was there. You know, those days we didn't have mobile phones and stuff like that. And my sister was in the military, so my father was like, you know, she's so far away, she's all there by herself. So I went there with my other sisters just to be with her. So I went to Form 1 there, and luckily she got transferred after the first year. So then I went to Mauli School.
Nice.
What
was Mauli School like?
Mauli School, well, I remember that the first day I got there, I heard singing. So I followed the singing to the dining hall. They were having choir practice. And the first day, I just joined the choir.
Wow.
So I joined the choir. I was also in the drama clubs.
Okay.
Everything at...
Was that your introduction to acting, or you had done something before that?
No, I was always acting, even when I was a kid. You know, school, dancing, follow my mother to church, cantata, all those things. It was already there. Even when I was in primary school, I remember when we watched Osofudazi, the following day I would gather my friends around. I was directing and casting and doing all that without knowing, that I was doing that. I'll share the parts.
Wow.
And I say, you play this role, you play that
What
role.
did you like about that?
It felt good. It felt good. You know, that was just an act to what we saw on TV. I guess I was doing it unconsciously. I didn't even know what I was doing then. But so it's always been with me. You know, I think I'm one of the very few people who just knew that is what I wanted to do.
But you wanted to be a soldier at some point as well.
I did, because my father was in the army, and I grew up in the barracks from Kumasi, Gonda Barracks, all that. You know, that feel, that and the discipline. You
have to keep the family heritage.
It was nice. I mean, and we grew up with a military discipline, and we all liked. And you know, when barracks speaking, that's, you know, your barracks speaking, we are always doing cowboys and stuff. And we liked it. So, like, 2 of my sisters were in the army. My brother was in the army. Wow. You know, I wanted to. My mother said, why am I the only one that must provide people for the Ghana army? But again, I think that my acting tendencies were stronger. So when she said no, I kind of said, okay, I don't think they'll have an acting department in the army anyways. Because I'm saying, so this acting thing that we are saying, stop, you don't want to stop. You are still thinking, like, would there be an acting department even in the army, you know, so.
So we'll talk about when you finally decided you're going to pursue this as a career. But for our viewers at home, if you have any questions for her, don't forget to let us know with the hashtag BreakfastDaily and the WhatsApp line 0550-585-832. So you've been in this industry for over 30 years, but your first year, what pushed you to decide that I'm actually going to pursue this as a career?
Well, when I was in Form 5, I won prize and speech giving day. I won an award for Best Actor in school. So I thought, okay, I've been actor. I didn't know that there's going to be any award. Because everybody was saying, oh, you're good at it, you're good at it, you're good at it, you know. And then I happened to go to Moscow. I was chosen to represent the youth of Volta.
Wow.
You know, not for acting, you know, but just youth from Volta region to represent. And when I came to Accra to join the rest of the squad, there was a cultural squad that was going to represent Ghana. And because I could dance and I showed interest, they roped me in.
Wow.
You know, so, and we did quite well when we won awards all over there when we went to Moscow and all that. So when I came back, I met this guy there, Sesi Gadgetbo, God rest his soul. So I told him that I really wanted to act. I wanted to be on TV because it's something I was saying when I was in school that you see me on TV one day when we finish school, you know. And I kept saying it. I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I believed it. And I just kept saying it all the time. So when I met him, then I said, oh, when we come back to Accra, come see me at GBC. So that's what happened. I went to see him. He introduced me to one of the directors who was doing TV theater. And I got my first role, and the rest is history.
What was that first role like? How did you get into character? What did it mean to do well in that first responsibility?
It was fun, and then it was like, I think I made some few enemies.
Really? How?
Because the thing is, when you join the group, like, you know, you just came. Yeah. Nobody's going to give you a role. You have to, like, pay your dues, be in the system, attend rehearsals, see what you're doing. But here I was just introduced. And the next play, I got a role, and I got a big role.
Wow.
So it's like, who is this girl who just came? She wasn't even auditioned. They didn't even audition me.
Wow.
You know.
So they took a big risk in you.
It's like, she wasn't even auditioned, and they're giving her a big role. So who is this girl? And I was getting all the eyes, and I didn't care. So I learned my lines, and we're recording. Then I got the shock of my life. There was a part in the play that I was supposed to be slapped. Wow. I played a role of the house help, and my name in that play was J. Mofia Mohiete.
Wow.
That was my first TV role.
Wow.
And my madam was supposed to give me a slap. And here I was, these big, heavy hands. You know, you not thinking that, because I know that slaps are not real. I mean, it's make-believe.
It's supposed to be like a tap.
And I got a slap. Real big, hot, hard one.
Were you prepared for it?
How could you be? It was... I started crying. My eyes were red, the tears. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Wait, did you?
I can feel it like it's just like it just happened.
Wait, did she know that she was not supposed to slap you for real? She
knew. It was just like, okay, we'll show this girl. We'll show her. Who does she think she did? Wow. She just came. She wasn't auditioning. She's been given. Okay, we'll show her.
So they really slapped you.
She gave me a good slap.
Ooh.
We had to stop recording for like 45 minutes because all the red had to clear out of my eyes. I had to finish crying.
Like proper crying.
It was bad.
But what did you learn from that experience? That
people can be mean.
Yeah.
People can be mean, honestly. But well, it's all good. We became friends after that anyways. Because like, they were sorry that they did that. I think it was a prank that went bad.
Right, okay. But in those days, were there a lot of females in this space? And did you get this sense of, you know, sisters helping each other get it through the door so there'll be more female representation?
Oh, we had female. There was Edjeani, there was Abiadachi, there were a lot of female in that Get Involved group anyways, yes. Okay. And it was cool.
And you supported each other?
We did.
Okay. Now, how do you get into character? Because some of your roles are so deep that the viewer is just watching and they, like, when you cry, they want to cry with you. When you laugh, they want to laugh with you. How do you do that?
Well, even before I went to study theater arts, I could just get into character. As I said, I think that because it's a gift, I just knew what you do. When you read your scripts and you have a role, you put yourself in that person's shoes. So you become the spirit of that character. You have to become that person. And so every emotion, every action that that person is feeling and going through, you have to become that person. And so when I got to the university later on, then I learned the terms for what I was doing already. So you know that you have to analyze, you have to interpret, you have to do all those things, you know. But then it helped because then it honed what I already had, you know. So it kind of polished it. It polished it. So if you had to research into the character, you have to. If it means watching a drunkard or different drunkards to be able to cast your own special role. So people watch you and this is like this, a drunkard, all right, but it's not like a drunkard they've seen before. This is a new kind of drunkard that you're seeing, you know. If you're supposed to play a doctor or a mother, or any role that you're given at all, you just have to be that and convince. You have to convince yourself first. Otherwise, you're not going to convince anybody out there. You have to believe what you're doing. That's the only way your audience can also believe you. So, for me, it kind of comes easy. It just comes because it's there.
And you've been doing it for a while.
It's right there inside me. You know, my father used to play the band at school. My mother could entertain the whole school when she was in middle school or something like that. So I get probably.
So we do have a quick clip of you in character, so our viewers can watch it, and then we'll continue the conversation with Akofa. Let's take a look at it.
I would be to the palace.
To the palace?
Come.
Soraya, follow your heart.
This is the time to pick a sword and run it through that idiotic Winambi's house.
So that's Akofa Edjeani in I Sing of Her Well. Now this movie,
that's
when I watched it 10 years ago, I bawled. Like I connected with every. How did you prepare for this movie?
I read the script over and over again and just put myself in the spirit of the person.
But do you imagine the millions of people? Because when you act, it doesn't come across as this is just a job that I'm doing. It's almost as if it's your contribution.
To
us.
See, maybe that's what the difference is. As you rightly said, it's not a job. This is what I do. It is me. It is my profession. It is not a hobby. It's not. I'm not just doing it for the heck of it. I see myself as an actor priest. So you won't spit in the altar and kneel in it to pray. You know, so I take my role and my job very seriously. It's almost spiritual for me, you know. So it's a whole spiritual journey. This is service to the people, and it has to be done well. If you are a pastor, you're going to church, you stand on the pulpit, you will prepare your text, you will ask for direction, you will get anointed, be in the spirit before you go and preach to your people. It's the same thing that I do, and people are supposed to watch a movie and take something out of it. You are giving people hope. You're building their faith. You're bringing people joy. You are giving them a sense of being, sort of. So it's very spiritual for me, and I take it very seriously. So I really immerse myself in my role and make sure that I bring out the best. Are you selective with the kinds of roles you play? I don't know whether I should say fortunately or unfortunately I do, because that also has not given me a very good name. But how important is it for young people to know that this is what I want to represent and not just take anything that's given to you? Unfortunately, that's a personal decision that they have to make. Most of the actors we have, the young actors we have these days, it's all about the fame and the popularity. It's not about the ethics. It's not about the contribution. You know, they go into it because, hey, I'm on TV and hey, you know, people are gonna see me. There are times that I finish a premiere and I find the back door to leave because I don't know all that, everybody being around you and being the celebrity diva kind of thing. It's not me. That's not my thing at all. It's nice that, yes, people appreciate what you do and people call you a celebrity and you get awards and stuff, but I didn't go into it for the awards and the fame and the popularity. I am there for a reason, for a purpose, and that's what I stick to. So it's important. It's a decision you have to make that I don't just accept any role at all. The story has to have meaning. Yeah. It must have meaning that resonates with me, that I am cool with, you know, that, okay, even if I'm playing a bad role, what is somebody going to learn from that bad role? What is the contribution of that piece in totality to the film? What is my role in it? How do you relate to the other characters? So at the end of the film, all of you as a team, what do you want people to know? What do you want people to see? So it's a very important job that we do. You know, we have been given this power to carve the path. We are able to change the perception of people. You know what happened in Rwanda? We can make people kill each other. You can make people unite. You can make people cry. You can make people laugh. So this is a weapon that I guard with my heart. It's not something you just do for the fun of it. You have to be conscious of this creative power that God has given you and be responsible, because it's a responsibility to us filmmakers. So you just don't take it lightly and just start shooting anyhow. It's like giving a gun to an untrained person. You're going to shoot and kill innocent people. So you have to know your weapon. You have to know how to shoot it. You have to know how to clean it. You have to know how to keep it. And you have to know that you are keeping the peace. See, you are the mouthpiece for people. And that is how I see it.
How did your military training shape the kind of woman, the kind of actor you became?
I had a colleague in the university who said, Akofa, you know what your problem is? You are a perfectionist to a fault. That's why you're always... I was trained that way. Like if you picked this cap here, you have to put it back there. If the handle was to the right, you have to put it back with the handle to the right. If you put the handle to the left, my father comes, you're going to be in trouble. If you don't clean the room before it's 6 p.m., you're going to be in trouble. You know, little things. So it gives you attention to details. you have to be meticulous, particular, you know. So that discipline has helped me in everything that I've been doing, even in my home and my restaurants, you know. So I will not use bad tomatoes to cook, because I know if I won't eat it, why will I use that for my customers, you know. Little things that I thought my father was being too strict on us, but when I grew up, I realized, hey, he was doing the right thing, it helped. So yes, my military training.
but it must be a bit frustrating to be in an environment where people always say, oh, this is Ghana. So we sometimes excuse mediocrity or even accommodate it. And the person who's actually trying to do the right thing is seen as,
you're called names.
You're a show off. How difficult has it been to keep that standard of excellence?
It's been really difficult, because the same people in the industry that you think you are impacting something to or trying to help call you names behind your back and say, oh, you're too known, or they mistaken having principles as being difficult. Yeah. And they say, oh, she's a difficult person, or she thinks she knows, or stuff like that. But my father always taught me to have a thick skin, so it's like, so long as I know what I'm doing is the right thing, it doesn't bother me.
What's the hardest role you've had to play?
I will say The Noise of Silence. There was this film we did years back. It was called The Noise of Silence. In that film, when I played it with Godwin, God rest his soul, I had to play a younger girl, and then grow up, married. The character went blind, and then at the end of the film, she started seeing again. So it was really challenging going through all the stages of being I think I had to play 14 or 15 before I was of marriageable age, and then I went blind in the film. Wow. So it was really very challenging trying to move from the stages and actually playing blind, you know. And it gave me a lot of respect for people with disability, and it was very emotional for me. It was very emotional. It made it difficult, but it was worth it, because it's one of the things I want to do when I get money, to help the blind or people with disability. Yeah. Wow. So I'm praying that money comes soon.
Yes, hint, hint. Now, 32 years into the industry, what are some of the high points that you look at and you're like, this was worth it?
Have I had any high points? Honestly, I think I still haven't. I think I've been underutilized, you know, a lot. I don't get enough challenging roles at all. The kind of stories we write are not challenging enough. So really, I'm here to get my high points. Really, I don't really see. I think we can do better with the writing and the kind of stories that we are telling, the kind of content. And luckily now, content is changing. Yeah.
Especially now that the world has an eye on Africa.
Yes, yes. So it's a good thing. So I know that our stories are going to change. We are going to write more complicated stories, and hopefully things will get better. But a few awards here and there. Good. That's nice. I'm grateful to all my fans.
What has the journey been like as an entrepreneur as well, running your own restaurant?
Well, I've been running the restaurant for the past 20 years to support myself as an actor, because, you know, 32 years ago when we started, there was really no money in it. Yeah. There still isn't. It's not much. Even though I know other people are being paid a little more than, but it's still not good enough. One, our market is small. Two, it's really difficult because filmmaking is capital intensive, and there's no funding whatsoever. We are not lucky like other African countries. Well, now we have the board for the National Film Authority have been inaugurated and I am honored and humbled to be part of the governing board. So we are going to see what can be done. We have to press on, make sure that the funding that was promised in the Film Act, that it comes to stay, so good filmmakers can get some funding. We are going to also be talking to Corporate Ghana and other people to put money into the fund or to support the film industry, so we can get more good stories out there, tell the African story, let our people know and understand who we are, where we are coming from, and where we want to go, because it's really very important.
Do you think our generation appreciate, I mean, looking at it from 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and we're in the 2010s, do we really appreciate the contribution filmmakers, have on our national development and even reorienting the minds of the people to know what they're capable of?
I don't think that that appreciation has been there. Otherwise, we wouldn't have waited 25 years for the National Film Authority to be inaugurated. This is something that we've been fighting for. I know we've been advocating for this for the past 22 years. It took another 3 years for this board to be inaugurated. Some of my forebears who started this fight have even passed on. The few that are left, like Ejakwansa, Reverend Chris Hesse, Kenampao, just to mention a few, they fought now, they are getting older, and they've left it for us. Fortunately, it's been done. The appreciation has not been there, but I think now they are beginning to understand and to know. And I think also because it's on the priority list of UNESCO now, and they are talking about culture, they are talking about creative industries. So I think that it has jolted people in high places and people in power. It's jolted them a bit to know that, okay, if UNESCO is talking about it, then there must be something there. Let's look at why they are pushing this agenda of culture and building a creative industry. So now the awareness is beginning to come, and I hope that it gets even better. Because, see, the culture is the bedrock of every society. It's the foundation of the nation. And so if your foundation is weak, your pillars are going to come crumbling down. And that is what's been happening. We are too busy putting up the pillars on a bad foundation, so nothing works. There's maintenance of culture. People don't care about anything. People think, oh, this is government. It's all because we have moved away from our culture. Look at the way our children are dressing these days. Look at how they are talking. Look at how they all want to go to America, because it's all the influence from other films. But we have thrown away what we have. Yeah, culture is dynamic, it changes, but you stick to the basis, you stick to the ones that are good, you stick to the ones that is progressive. Because when you throw away your culture, you see, when you speak somebody's language, because language is an essential part of your culture. We were made to throw away our language, and now we have English as our official language. So straight away, whoever language that is dominating, that person has you.
Yeah.
And that is what is happening. So we've been manipulated, we've been neo-colonized, and we don't even see that we are in an era of neo-colonization. Yeah. We are colonized from economics to mentally, everything. We are still colonized, and we don't see it. And it is only film that we can use to decolonize ourselves. So the earlier we realize that and put money into this industry, all the better, because our children are getting lost. Even we are lost.
Thank you.
So it's worse for children. I think that we should use TV and we should use film to educate us.
And we're happy that you're leading this charge. Where do we find you, Akofa? Social media? No?
Do I know my handle?
or an email or something? Because people are sending messages.
Official Akofa. Yes.
Okay.
I think Instagram and on Facebook.
Thank you so
but then
much.
My restaurant is there.
Yes.
Come eat some nice curry for Joe.
Yes. Where do we find your restaurant? Because we'll come
Kandra,
there.
just opposite Club 10.
Okay.
Kandra, you can call us on 0244-573-002. Come and make all your Christmas and New Year orders.
Awesome. So we
at
come
a
there.
discount.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Come this afternoon. I'll make some nice tilapia for you.
All right. I'll hold you to that. I want a boom. I want a boom.
Perfect.
Thank you, Akofa.
Thank you for having me. And I wish you all a happy New Year.
Yes, we wish you the best too. And thank you for the contributions you've made. I think generations to come are going to watch your work and use it as a standard of what excellence should be in our country. There's a lot of noise around. People are doing a lot of mediocre things to go viral. But it's still good to see great work when you see it. And we're thankful for your life.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So.
Hi there. We hope you enjoyed the show.
Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share with your friends.
This is Breakfast Daily on Citi TV.
Join the Breakfast Daily team Monday through Fridays from 7:30 a.m. to 10. Join us for breakfast daily, only on Citi TV.